How much does a polar bear weigh? This is a fairly cliche conversation starter that I'm assuming most people have heard before. The answer, of course, is enough to break the ice and is sometimes paired with finger guns. And I mean, that's a pretty vague statement, scientifically speaking, like how thick is the ice? Polar bears walk around on ice all the time. They can break thin ice, you know, like anything with mass. But I remember the first time that someone used this line on me and I genuinely didn't know what the punchline was. I was at a party in college and my friend and I were standing in the corner drinking beer responsibly, talking to no one because socializing. A guy came up to us and delivered the line, "Do you know how much a polar bear weighs?" Now what that poor soul did not know is that earlier that day, my friend and I had watched a documentary on the Discovery Channel about Arctic life, and it was kind of life-changing for us. It had this whole segment on beluga whales and how they often get trapped in small patches of open water surrounded by ice, and they're stuck there for days because they don't know how far it is under the ice to more open water. So polar bears hang out around these holes and hunt for beluga whales because it's like shooting fish in a barrel. All they gotta do is wait for one to come up for air. The segment also included a very gruesome clip of a polar bear ripping a beluga whale out of the water, tearing apart its flesh, and devouring it. It was very fascinating and very terrifying. It had an effect on me, really put a damper on my nostalgia for Baby Beluga by Raffi. So when this guy said, "Do you know how much a polar bear weighs?" I responded, "No, but let me tell you a thing we learned about polar bears today." And then my friend and I described the aforementioned scene in great detail to this man we had just met, with great enthusiasm too. Like, we weren't trying to be jerks, we weren't trying to deflect this guy's attention from us. It was just like a legitimate moment of I learned a thing. So then he walked away, understandably. Now, when anyone tries to use this as a conversation starter, I just respond with the punchline to take away their joy. Hey there! Was that a wink? If you would like to hear me tell another story about being awkward at college parties, I was recently on an episode of One Time, which is curated by Leslie Founder Grail. And if you don't want to hear me tell another story about being awkward at college parties, you should still watch One Time because it is very good. It is so good that I don't have words for it. Leslie is a gem. Maybe is also very enthusiastic about One Time. She's not, she's a cat. Okay, this is done. This is over.